toDIYfor, and I love to travel. I plan on doing more in the new year. And when I'm traveling, I love to take a journal or a diary along with me so I can write down about all of my experiences. I find it pretty relaxing to do so as well. Plus, you don't want to forget anything. So I thought I'd put together a quick DIY on a journal that you could make that's kind of customized to my own style. Maybe it's the same style for you. And with the extra faux leather, I put together a luggage tag as well. So I'm working with faux leather, and also you will need some thicker, heavy-duty plastic, a key ring for your luggage tag, and a book to reuse. I also have some black elastic stretchy cord, some needle, thread, rotary cutter, scissors work as well, and a ruler. So here I'm just cutting out the new cover for the book, so make it just a little bit bigger than the book itself. It was about 1/2 inch on each side, and then all I did was cut off the old cover of the book. So while I did this, I made sure to keep the black spine there. That's how all of the pages are staying together as they were stitched into that book that I just picked up from the dollar store. So now with the black elastic band or cord or whatever it is that you're working with, you're going to need to cut a piece that's a little bit smaller than the length of your new book cover. You want this to be tight, so that's why it needs to be a little bit smaller. So I'm just stitching that into place on both sides, right in the middle of the book. This is how you're going to keep the pages in place with the new cover. So I'm just sliding that into the center. It's great because now you can replace all of the pages once you've filled them, and it just gives a nicer looking book cover for your new journal or diary than that dollar store book. Moving on to the luggage tag, I'm cutting 2 smaller rectangles for this tag, exactly the same size. In one of those rectangles, you are going to cut out a flap. So this is about 1/2 inch that I'm cutting from each edge there, and it's only on 3 sides. As you can see, the flap opens up here, and then what you're going to need to do is stitch some plastic to that. So that plastic actually came from a new sheet set that I bought. The sheets came in that plastic bag, and now I'm reusing it. So now I'm just stitching, as you can see, the plastic to that front flap of leather, and I stitched all along just that one side, kind of made it a decorative stitch by picking a different color of thread. So you only stitch that one side there, and then you can stitch all 3 together, the leather, plastic, then leather, and you only stitch that on the other 3 sides that have not yet been stitched. Along the way, you're going to need to cut a piece of leather, as you can see here, loop that around your key ring and wedge it in between the 2 pieces of leather, and I just stitched this all at once. It is a little bit tricky to get through all the 4 layers of the faux leather, but definitely doable. And then you can continue stitching along the rest of the edges. So this is what it looks like when it is all done. My stitching is a little bit messy, I will admit, but pretty happy with how this keychain or the luggage tag turned out. Plastic covering, and as you can see, it needs to be open there on that other side, so make sure you do not stitch that closed. So some simple DIYs. I love working with faux leather because I like the way that it looks stylistically, but also it's a good way to cover up an ugly old book or cover up a cheap dollar store journal. And the bonus is this is very practical. Once you've filled up all of those pages, you can put new pages in and still keep writing in your journal. Also, it is ideal to have a soft cover when you're traveling. It's just easier to pack with. If you enjoyed both of these DIYs, let me know, give me a like, and don't forget to subscribe. I will have a new video next Wednesday for you. And if you're traveling in the new year, or you just have a dream vacation, I would love to know where that spot is. Leave it in the comments below. Cheers. I'll talk to you next week. The hose is so itchy.